All right, future note for self. This is the All right, so I have just talked to the cage guy. He told me to call him back in 2 months, and it's been 2 months, so it took me a couple phone calls till he actually answered, and certainly wasn't calling back when I left a message. But I finally did speak to him directly. He said, call me back in a month. So the interior is completely stripped. It's ready to accept a cage, and at this point I need something to do rather than just sit here and twiddle my thumbs. So maybe I'll spend the next month dropping the engine, pulling that out, and that way when it's sitting in the cage guy's shop, I don't mind pushing it off a trailer. I'm quite capable of doing that. Maybe when it's sitting in his shop, I can disassemble the tranny and put the new clutch in and do all those sorts of things to it, and then have it ready to just put back in when he gets it back to me, and it'll be that much closer to being ready to go. What could possibly go wrong? Somehow I think that the inventors of this particular video product did not envision this use case. Just a guess. Next we take off the accelerator cable from the throttle body manifold, which I guess is one of these two things. And there's supposed to be a clip, but there was not, and this looks like there's no clip either. Like yep. Oh boy. Well, interesting. Why do I have two? I wonder if one's the cruise control. Which brings me back to the top nut here on the suspension, which is supposed to be loosened exactly 5 times. The internet was not particularly helpful here. There was an old thread where all of the pictures were dead, so I'm thinking my best bet here is to use the breaker bar to loosen the nut, at which point I can grab it with something else, maybe my fancy right-angled pliers or something like that, and see what we can do. So hopefully that'll work a little bit better. That. Okay. All right, good. So maybe that. Maybe that will do what I want it to do. Do this the lazy way, see if I can get this to bump up against something and not have to. Maybe not as loose as I thought. I have a bigger pair of these, and I have no idea where they went. Mark this with a Sharpie. All right, so that's towards the car. And then we'll mark okay, well that's not tremendously unpleasant, and maybe once I get this a little looser it'll be even easier. Shite. Alright, so that's 1, 2, 5. Alright. Second verse, same as the first. Note to self, support the hood with the prop on the opposite side from where you're working. All right, so what about Franken-Tool? Oh, Wish I had my bigger ones. Okay. Need to figure out where those went. Oh, hey, this is going to work, sort of. Well, that's actually not even going to be all that terrible. And there's 5. Okay, so oh no, that's a little more than 5. Okay, so that's the magical 5 turns. And I should add that that is nowhere near the worst Franken-Tool bullshit that I've ever pulled. When I was doing the radiator on the Elise, I had this line to get to it. It might have been a brake line, not the radiator line, but like, I should pull up the... hopefully I'm pulling up the picture right now, and this required some serious engineering. And this is the part where we start unclipping various and sundry harnesses, camshaft position sensor, injection wiring connection, etc. So I guess we'll start at the back here and work our way up front. And hopefully all of these only come with one direction that they could possibly go. And that way I won't be able to screw this up later when I reconnect things. All right, there's that. Here. Oh man, I don't think that one is getting reached. That. Oh. All right. So the next instruction is to unclip the transmission cable from the tranny. And although I can reach the counterweight at the top of the transmission here, the lever itself goes down and I can barely reach the shift cable, let alone unclip it. That seems like a not quite yet thing. Let's unattach. Okay. Disconnect the knock sensor wiring next to the dipstick tube. And there is nothing up here. Huh. This is probably based on one of the other engines rather than the 2-liter Z-Tech. There we go. Come on, don't break. Don't break. Probably gonna break. Oh, it didn't break. Okay. Did not break. Something about blind squirrels and acorns. Ground cable. Anticipating a little more spillage here. All right, is that not quite under? Oh, the wrench is in the way. Why is there a wrench in the way? Because I dropped one. Well, that was easy. Cheating. Practically cheating. Come on. Move, bitch. Get out the way. All right. Oh, there we go. Ah, yeah, a little dribble of coolant. To be expected and caught expertly by my bit. And I'm supposed to next reach in between here, get a screw that I don't know if you can actually see. See if I can adjust the light to make it sort of visible, and unhook that. All right, let's try it. All right, well, we're doing this by feel because the light just slipped, which I was kind of expecting. Really? Well, at least I missed the tray full of coolant. Oh! There we go. Moving. Oh, this is going to be a pain in the ass to actually get that loose, isn't it? I think that this stupid thing will be a lot easier to access once I get the radiator fan out of the way, because it looks like one of the things I'm bumping on is that. So we'll do that next, and actually it's probably going to be easier to unclip these looms if I bother to get the damn thing off, glove off. Oh, that was not what I was trying to do. There, that's better. Oh, okay, so that's not actually attached there. Where is this actually attached? Nowhere? Is the rubber degraded over time to the point where I can just pick this up? I guess so. Well, that was certainly unexpected. Oh. There we go. There's that side. And maybe I should not drop this directly into the container with the coolant. Oh yeah, the exhaust manifold's kind of in the way on that side. So aim it that direction. Slide it around. Okay. Well, that was easy enough. I'm gonna have to start a separate pile of parts that I'm reattaching to the car, since I have so many that I am and so many that I'm not. Oh, baby, yeah! This may be a little disturbing. There we go. Okay. Yeah, alright. Maybe not much easier, but enough that it's possible. Alright, so it looks like disconnecting the clutch master cylinder is going to involve a little bit of removal, or moving, I guess, of the electrical box here, which looks like it might not be too painful. Except for the fact that, of course, you know, once you get one of these moving, the opposite side is going to suddenly start popping up. Alright, so there's that side. One on the other side. No. Let me guess, there's some in back that I can't possibly reach without hurting myself. Yes, of course. Okay. Oh, wait. Maybe I don't need to undo all those little ones. No, I can't get that lucky. Holy shit, I got that lucky. Alright. Sometimes life throws you a bone. Thank you, Ford engineers, for not making that as hard as I thought it was going to be. Alright. That doesn't mean there's a whole ton of room all of a sudden, but it does make it suddenly... Oh, hey, look at you, master cylinder. Alright, well, at least that makes it possible to get that thing out of there, but man, is that going to be a pain in the ass to reach. Yeah, there's these little C-clips, apparently, that kind of hold the tubing on there, and it's going to get ugly. I guess it doesn't matter if I lose all the transmission fluid, because I was planning on replacing that anyway. So I've decided that the easiest way to access this might be to remove the fender liner here, which I can only identify maybe 50% of the OEM fasteners. This is largely being held in by a couple of the original nuts, but a couple of screws here on the outside that are not OEM. And the rear appears to be being held in by prayer and hopeful thoughts. So this should come out fairly easily. Okay. Oh, this is in sorry shape. Note to self, new fender liner. That's not actually going to help. Shit. Alright, not as much room as I was hoping. Oh well. So I've decided that this is such a pain in the ass that it is completely not worth going after. Well, I suppose it could be worth going after, and certainly if I was changing out the master cylinder, I would kind of have to. There's just such an awkward angle. I kind of wonder if there's a special Ford mechanic tool. But since the critical thing is not getting it out there, but getting it out somewhere, I figure I can go after the clutch slave cylinder, and that will basically loosen the tranny from the rest of the thing, and that is just a little bit more visible than the other one, and but only, come on, slightly. That's all the clip that I'm trying to get out here. Nothing really impressive, but hell of a lot easier on that end, and now I probably have to loosen this from its little clip, and there's going to be a lot of draining of fluid probably. Oh, come on, really? That just should pop right out. Oh, okay, that... Alright, well that... Come on, you son of a... There we go. Anybody else develop a sudden urge to pee? So we'll let that drain and then work on the next steps, kind of plot the next move towards getting this engine out. In the meantime, the algorithm is hungry. It wants your likes and shares and subscribes. Feed it. Until next time we'll see you. Apologies to Matt Damon. We're out of time. There, which thing am I squeezing to get it off? Oh God, that's what she said. All right. Actually, no, she should not say that. That's... Oh my God, no, don't squeeze.